everybody, میں نے ریسنٹلی عمران خان کا لیکچر اٹینڈ کیا اینڈ آفٹر دیٹ لیکچر میں اپنا ووٹ اور ممبرشپ تحریک انصاف کے لیے دے رہی ہوں. آپ اگر جاننا چاہتے ہیں کہ بیکاز آئی تھنک ہی از دا رائٹ پرسن، وہ ہماری کنٹری کو، پاکستان کو بہت آگے لے کے جا سکتے ہیں. اور سمجھ یہ نہیں آتی کہ پاکستانیوں کو اس بات کی کیوں عقل نہیں ہے ابھی تک، وہ کیوں ابھی تک پرانے لیڈرز پر جو کہ جن کو ہم 100 دفعہ ٹرائی کر چکے ہیں اس پر بھروسہ کرتے ہیں. عمران خان جو کہتے ہیں وہ کرتے ہیں. پلیز ان کلپس کو غور سے دیکھیے گا، سنیے گا اور پھر اپنا فیصلے کے بارے میں ڈسکس کیجیے. بائے بائے.
Mother, they fought for this. All my mother's 2 older sisters were not educated. She wanted, and she forced her father, being the youngest, she forced him to send her into college. So women have had an uphill struggle, and you must understand the reason why it is. Because there are 2 reasons. One reason is that this idea in Islam of avoiding temptation has meant that we have gone to such an extent of excluding women from public life. Rather than Islamic thought developing over time, we have actually, because of, and there are a lot of influences, but one of it is the colonial influence, and this fundamentalism. This fundamentalism are reactionaries. So the reactionaries, in order to, counter the Western culture, have actually, they've gone to the other extreme. So they have excluded women from public life, and I see this all the time in very conservative where I come from in Miyawadi and stuff. How do we counter this? How do we fight this? In my opinion, there are 3 ways of empowering women, which are not happening in Pakistan. Number one is rule of law. You need rule of law because law means protecting the weak from the strong. The women who suffer the most are from the lower women who are in the lowest strata of society. A powerful woman in Pakistan has more rights than a weak man in the same society. And a poor man will have no rights, but a powerful woman would have. It's also class-based. The real thing, what our challenge is, how in the lower classes, especially in the feudal culture, where women really get abused, how do we empower them? And so one is rule of law. That's very important. Number 2 is enforcing inheritance rights. That is financial empowerment. It doesn't happen. You'll be surprised that even in cities it doesn't happen, but nowhere in the rural areas it happens. Women never get their inheritance rights. And number 3, and most important, is education. And I've just given you the example that here was, when I went around the constituency, almost all girls' schools are closed. So if you don't, if the mind empowerment, financial empowerment, and the law that protects the weak from the strong. So it's if in my opinion, these 3 things are paramount in giving women protection. But the problem we face is this serious problem of reactionaryism. In the frontier province you have what are called the local Taliban. They are reactionaries. This shutting down girls' schools, this is unheard of in Islam. It's got nothing to do with Islam. And I think that we will have a problem, by the way. We did not have a problem before, but we will be left over with this residue of fundamentalists afterwards, once this whole war on terror goes, because this war on terror is creating fundamentalism. But we will be left with a residue. But I do feel that the way to fight them is a genuine democratic government, which people own, which they think belongs to them, is not paying homage, is not a surrogate from the US, not a viceroy from US who's coming to rule us, but they own the government, and I think that's the best way to fight these fundamentalists. Fundamentalism is always fought intellectually. It's never fought physically. The man who fought fundamentalists most of all was the great Iqbal. If you look, Iqbal damaged the fundamentalists more than any other no ruler, no military, no one damaged as much as Iqbal's intellect. You can fight them intellectually, you cannot fight them with guns. Karen Armstrong has written a great book called The Battle for God, in which she says all this. The moment you try and suppress fundamentalism through military means, it becomes militant and actually gets worse. And I think in Pakistan, we actually, already the movement has started to fight fundamentalism, not by this so-called Musharraf's enlightened moderation, which is basically pseudo-Westernization. It's a superficial Westernization. But the real fight is started by Muslim alims, and on Pakistani alims, who come on television and through depth of knowledge argue cases, and they are the ones who are actually damaging the fundamentalists more than the pseudo-Westernized lot who actually don't understand anything about Islam. You can only fight this through knowledge. Thank you.